I think at one point or another, most of us would have loved to own the mirror in Mirror Mirror. This is the 1990 film, not to be mistaken with the updated Snow White themed version. They're nothing alike. This film is massively underrated. Now, it does have over 1,400 reviews on IMDb, so it's not like nobody's heard of it. But I feel like over time it's going to slip from people's memory, and that would be a huge disservice to the quality of this film because I truly love it. So, as I said, released in 1990, and it's directed by Marina Sargenti, with a screenplay by Annette Cascone, and it stars the absolutely fantastic Rainbow Harvest as our protagonist, Megan. I saw her in this, fell in love with her work, and then realised that, apart from a few other things, she stopped acting, certainly in films, which is a huge shame. I'd love to know what she's doing now, but I believe she's kind of stepped back from everything to do with this. Nevertheless, the film is brilliant. The description from IMDb is as follows. A teenage girl begins receiving black magic power through an antique mirror that drips blood. Not realizing the mirror is controlled by demonic forces. I really cannot read today. Basically, this mirror gives her the power to hurt her schoolmates. And mates is maybe the wrong word there. Her peers at school who are not very nice to her. She is very gothic. She looks exactly like Winona Ryder, and I'm not the only person to comment on that. I watched a film that she was in the other day called Earth Angel. Even when she's not dressed up as Lydia Dietz, she looks exactly like Winona Ryder. It's really bizarre. But in this, she is very heavily goth, and that obviously causes a lot of bullying and a lot of teasing, and she uses the black magic of this mirror to cause harm. And it's pretty entertaining as somebody who was bullied at school to see these people getting their comeuppance. I don't believe in it morally, but it would have been great to have that power to inflict just minor injuries and ailments on people who were quite nasty. And it's great to think what's going to happen next, who's going to be the next victim, how far can they push her, but also how will it end? What will happen to this mirror? Because this can't continue forever. The longer the film progressed, the darker the power of the mirror became. And I love that. I love the concept of the mirror. I don't know if this is really a horror as such. It is eerie, but it's more of a psychological thriller as far as I see it. But I love films like this where there's an inanimate object that's causing the magic or the horror or anything like that. I think it works so well. And the mirror is just an incredible device that works really well. The acting is great, particularly from Rainbow Harvest. I think she plays Megan fantastically. Megan's costume is everything. I'll see if I can quickly find who does the costume. Costume design by George W. Keel. Absolutely love her attire. The hat and it just absolutely looks brilliant. I cannot fault it. I cannot fault this film either. I do think it is sensational. And I don't know why necessarily I fell in love with it so much. There was just something about it that really caught my attention. I could not take my eyes away from it. The pacing is great. I don't tend to like films about teenagers. Now that I'm no longer a teenager, I just feel old. But this one kept me hooked from the beginning. I loved seeing school bullies getting their comeuppance. Loved looking forward to seeing what would go wrong next. Honestly, this film is brilliant. I love Megan as a protagonist, Harvest as an actress. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant film. If you haven't seen it, please go and check it out. It's so underrated and it's one of my favourite films ever. Maybe one of my top 20. Maybe that's just off the top of my head, but certainly it's high up there. Genuinely think it's fantastic. If you like horrors or thrillers, I think you will love Mirror Mirror.